welcome back to the Hannes. I'm your host of the evening, the ugly twin of the Hannes, and I might have done it again. I bought one of my grail jackets, but this time I didn't just order it online with the push of a button. I actually went where it is made and I bought it right there, and I met the people that made it. And I feel pretty epic about it. So this is the story of my 1930s half-belt Deluxe by Aero Leather. For a long time I wanted a jacket in the Indiana Jones style, as I would call it, because Indy was a big part of my childhood and I even had a real bullwhip as a kid. Kind of a weird thing to say out loud. I threw it away when moving in 2018. That would have been a pretty menacing way to fight off burglars. Anyway, I wanted a heavy leather jacket that gets character over time and slowly copies my shape to fit me like a glove. I wanted two of these big front pockets, just like on the A2 Flight jacket, because I find them pretty convenient, and brass hardware and a shirt collar. In short, a 1930s half-belt design. There are quite a few brands that offer these kinds of jackets, besides brands like LVC, Double RL, the real McCoys, Freewheelers, Double Helix, Simmons Build. There are a lot of used vintage ones to choose from, and of course a boatload of smaller leather shops. Aero Leathers is a relatively small leather goods manufacturer based in Scotland, and for its size it's extremely well known amongst leather jacket enthusiasts. But I don't need to tell you that, because that's why you're here. New t-shirt. And I have to say that I really fell in love with this brand right after doing my research for the top 5 made in Scotland clothing brands video I did earlier. You might want to check that out when I'm done here. They offer a tailoring service, and that is very cool, but first, I don't have a very problematic body shape and I can wear almost everything right off the rack. And second, I plan on wearing this my entire life, and therefore I need a little more extra room, just in case I want to start doing steroids or something. That was a joke. I obviously already take that. Now I could just visit aeroleatherclothing.com and order it, or I could ask my girlfriend if we could do a little road trip down to Galashiels, just an hour south of Edinburgh, and get my very own Aero leather jacket that I locked eyes and souls with when looking up its pictures on their website. Funnily enough, this exact jacket I'm wearing right now, I used a picture in my Made in Scotland video of this jacket. It's exactly this jacket. The picture was taken of this jacket I'm wearing right now. Even if that means that I have to drive on the on the left side of the road. And I have to tell ya, it's definitely worth it. And you save on shipping costs. What do you mean the trip wasn't for free? Get your hands off my wallet. A trip to Scotland alone was a very beautiful experience, and if you ever get the chance, you should take it. We went to Jamie Fraser's castle, Jamie Fraser's bridge, and the place where Jamie Fraser was crucified. Oh, and for your information, this place is not in Inverness, but in Falkland, and the Fort William Castle is not in Fort William. It's called Blackness Castle in Blackness. You're welcome. Now, I never have driven on the left side of the road, and therefore I was very nervous days before we even get our rental. And well, for the first few days on the road I was a nervous wreck, which is normal, I guess. But as with anything else, you will get used to it eventually. So after driving for approximately 30 minutes or so, we are now in Galashiels, and I'm about to pick up a leather jacket, I hope. So let's see how that turns out. We're all gonna die. And then we arrived. I knew the place from pictures, and so the closer we got, the more it felt like I was there before. It felt like a deja vu in a sense. We went inside, and you immediately get greeted by their incredibly sweet receptionist. I didn't make an appointment, but they let us get inside regardless, because they didn't have any other visitors at the moment. So, in the main room, the hunt was on. I can't even describe the feeling I had when shuffling through their jackets and shirts and all. They even had an extra section for used jackets from the early days of Aero, and from other brands too. And here we have a Highwayman, probably Aero's most popular model. And after just a few minutes, I found it. Beauty is subjective, and you might like a shorter jacket, but for me, this is the most beautiful leather jacket I've ever seen. Period. And I'll go into further detail in a bit. I normally wear a 36, but this is a 38, and it fits just like I want it to. So when I finally got myself out of that room, after soaking up the atmosphere, I paid for the jacket, and then she even granted us to get into the factory. I was in total awe of the place. I probably should have taken more time to film, but I didn't want to bother the folks at work that much. So I just took these shaky videos and left. Here are some zippers in different widths and metals. Here are drawers on the wall with magical stuff in it. I don't even know what's in there, to be honest. Here are the button presses where, you know, the buttons get added to the jackets. Here are some finished jackets. The one on the table is a 42, so it won't fit me, sadly. I couldn't steal it. Now finally, here it is. As if I didn't wear it already. My half-belt deluxe in battered seal horsehide, lined with a beautiful Loch Carron tartan and full brass hardware. In short, I would just say that the half-belt deluxe is a bit more practical than the regular model. These front pockets are big enough to hold both my phone and my wallet, and even 2 books on top of that, since I want to read more and I always carry a short 200 to 300 page book with me, so that I take it out instead of my phone when I'm bored. And so far it works. Why don't you try it for yourself? I got this book called The Protector by Harold Bindloss in a very cool bookstore called Leakey's in Inverness, and it was gifted to someone on Christmas Day in 1914. I can't really decipher the rest, so if you can help me out with that, that will be gladly appreciated. These sleeves end in a beautiful action bag, as you can see, and that gives you a lot more shoulder mobility. I'm a fan of both the look and the practicality of it, because the sleeves don't slide back that much and your wrists don't show as much as if you don't have them. Battered seal horsehide is a mid-weight European horsehide that has been finished with a natural paraffin wax top coat. So it wasn't tumbled in a wooden drum like vintage or, well, tumbled Horween front quarter horsehide, but it has a lot of character right off the bat. And every time I show it to people, everyone is like, why are there dots? Why is it scratched? Why is it's leather from a horse? The horse had a life, and you probably have scars too. Oh, and since it's horsehide and waxed on top of that, water rolls off pretty nicely when it rains. Oh, beautiful. How convenient of the weather to behave like this when I wanted to. Oh, that was just a few seconds and heavy rain. Jesus, there's like nothing! Nothing! There's nothing! I can shake like a dog! I love this. Oh, that wasn't so smart. I bought this coat April 29th, 2025, and I haven't worn another jacket since. It keeps me cool when it's hot, and it leaves the cold wind out too. I really think it is the perfect jacket for me, and I will try to sell a lot of my jackets now that I have it, since it makes a lot of my other jackets obsolete, like my BF 109 Messerschmitt Jagdflieger leather jacket, but that one gets tied on the forearms anyway, so it's not a big deal for me. I plan on wearing this for the better part of my whole life now, and the quality is definitely there to make it a heirloom jacket. So let's see where it takes me. Oh, and a little side note, I don't use coat hangers for this jacket because I don't want them to punctuate these shoulders, because I want them to take the shape of my shoulder, not the shape of the coat hanger. So I just stand it up in a corner like this, and well, it always looks like I try to show it off, which I do. I just hope that the smell of this leather won't get away that soon, because every time I open my work locker, it just takes me back to Scotland, man. It's beautiful. Now have a short little look down there, please. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm just short of 2,000 subscribers, and I only started my YouTube journey last November. So you can still be one of the first 2,000 subscribers of the 100. If you like this video, this one could interest you too, and I don't know what it is either. I'm just excited as you are, and it is the All-in 403 indie boot. Good choice. Goodbye. Scotland, 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 Aero, Scotland, 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 leather. Subscribe to the harness. 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 Yeah. Subscribe to the harness. Subscribe to the harness. Subscribe to the harness. You subscribe to the harness now. Subscribe to the harness. Subscribe to the harness. Subscribe, leave a like, you know the drill.